الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين أما بعد. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Habib Boudjemaa. I am a PhD student at the Department of English and also a member of the English for Specific Purposes Teaching Laboratory at Abu Bakr Balqaid University of Tlemcen. Secondly, I would like to thank the organizing committee for accepting to present my paper at the 5th International Conference on Media, Language and Society. And this paper, or my paper, is entitled Ideological Beliefs Towards the Romanized Arabic in Online Text-Based Interactions on Facebook Case Study. So the problem here is to investigate people's attitudes towards the use of Latin alphabets or Latin scripts when they interact via online text-based communicative technologies, as in the case of Facebook. So they use these alphabets, Latin alphabets, to write Arabic, in spite of the availability of Arabic scripts in most computers and smartphones, keyboards writing system. So this phenomenon is becoming widespread among Algerian Facebook users. As an introduction to this paper, you should know that nowadays online text-based communication is tremendously informal, and this has led to the use of Algerian dialectal Arabic, hereafter ADA, the use of this variety, colloquial variety, in written domains on Facebook, even though it has never been formally codified. So this variety, in spite of being neither codified nor standardized by the decision makers in Algeria, it is becoming a lingua franca among Algerian Facebook users, especially because it is their mother tongue, the language which they have acquired since birth. So therefore, numerous linguistic practices appeared as a result of the overlap between communication technologies and people's communicative needs, like the implementation of Romanized scripts, in addition to the use of numbers and distinctive signs to symbolize certain Arabic sounds. So, the use of Latin scripts in order to write ADA urged people to invent some linguistic features, mainly the use of numbers and distinctive signs in order to symbolize certain Arabic sounds which doesn't have symbols in Latin scripts, as in the case of ta, as in the case of sa, as in the case of ha, etc. So people started to invent their own linguistic signs to represent these Arabic sounds that doesn't exist in Latin scripts. As far as the significance of the study is concerned here, so you know that at the beginning the Latin scripts, or the Romanized Arabic, was used in order to overcome some technological barriers, mainly the marginalization of Arabic languages whose scripts were not integrated within the keyboard's writing system. So this phenomena is linked to some technological barriers. So you know that the keyboard's writing system didn't include or didn't contain Arabic scripts at the beginning. Didn't contain Arabic scripts, but it contained only Latin scripts. So this is what we mean by the marginalization of Arabic languages. So in order to communicate, so the communication between Arabic speakers and as in Algeria urges people to use Latin scripts in order to represent their Arabic varieties. So today, writing Arabic using Latin alphabets is widespread online when interacting on the social networking sites, Facebook, and this phenomena is becoming very common among Algerian Facebook users, in spite of the integration of Arabic scripts within smartphones, computers, tablets, etc. So after a while, or after a period of time, scientists inserted the Arabic scripts within the keyboard's writing system. So in spite of this, some Arabic speakers, as in the case of Algerian Arabic speakers, kept using Latin scripts in order to communicate in Arabic. So the problem is quite significant here, and quite worth investigating. Why do they keep using Latin scripts in order to communicate in Arabic in spite of the availability of Arabic scripts on the keyboards? So therefore, understanding the linguistic factors and the social-cultural implications of this phenomena is quite significant as far as the Algerian social-linguistic situation is concerned. So as a definition for the RA, Romanized Arabic, Abu al-Izz defined it as a written form of Arabic that uses Latin or Roman characters as an alternative orthographic form of Arabic language, which normally employs Arabic scripts. So this definition is quite clear and obvious. In fact, there are two types or two processes when we talk about Romanized Arabic. According to Panovich, we have script switching, which refers to the employment of two different scripts in such a way that some words or phrases are written entirely in one script, others entirely in another. So this script switching is said to be intersentential. It occurs at the sentence or clause boundary. So one sentence in Arabic scripts, one sentence in, let's say, Arabized French or English. This is also a different type, Arabized English or French, as in the case of Algerian Facebook use. In some cases they tend to write French and English words using Arabic letters. While script fusing stands for the act of combining letters from at least two scripts within a single word. So this occurs with, let's say that this script fusing occurs at the intra-word level. So certain letters are written in, let's say, Arabic, others are written in Latin, as in the case of, let's say, Inglesia. So the G here is sometimes written with G in Latin alphabet. As for the research objectives, this paper intends to assess the major ideological beliefs and attitudes of Algerian Facebook users towards the use of Latin scripts to write Arabic. Here we are talking about the ADA, the colloquial Algerian dialectal Arabic, in light of the ubiquity of communication technologies nowadays. So, as we said at the beginning, we want to assess their people's or Algerian Facebook users' attitude toward this linguistic phenomena. Secondly, to identify the main social, cultural, psychological, and linguistic factors that push Facebook users to use the Romanized Arabic in their text-based interactions, in spite of the availability of the Arabic scripts in their keyboard's writing system. As for the research questions and hypotheses, the first research question is: what attitudes do Algerian Facebook have towards the use of Romanized Arabic in their text-based daily interactions on Facebook? So why do they use this, let's say, linguistic feature of hybrid online text-based communication? Secondly, what does motivate the frequent use of Romanized Arabic by Algerian Facebook users in their text-based online interactions? So here we seek to identify the factors that lead to the emergence of this online variety. So therefore, we hypothesize that for the most part, Algerian Facebook users have positive attitudes towards the Romanized Arabic, seeing this letter as an innovative linguistic feature that facilitates text-based online communication on Facebook. So we said that this hypothesis it means that in spite of the integrity of the integration of Arabic scripts in the keyboard's writing system, Algerians use this linguistic device in order to, let's say, to communicate more effectively, to communicate quickly, easy to create some abbreviations and new words, for instance. So the use of Romanized Arabic by Algerian Facebook users may be motivated by the need to convey social-emotional contents quickly, rapidly. Being acquainted to it from the beginning, it means it was a habit. We said that at the beginning, Arabic scripts didn't exist on the keyboard's writing system. So from that time, Arabic speakers or Algerian Arabic speakers kept using these alphabet scripts in order to write Arabic. And it is also identified by its easiness in creating new words and abbreviations. The methodology. So we as a Facebook user, we have observed that this phenomena is widely used on Facebook, mainly in writing posts, written posts, when commenting, and even in instant messaging, as in the case of Messenger. So this long-term participant online observation proved that this phenomena is widely used or widely used by Facebook users in Algeria. Secondly, a self-designed online questionnaire posted publicly on the researcher's Facebook profile, which is the homepage of the Facebook or of the researcher's Facebook profile. So this questionnaire was addressed in order to assess their attitudes and their motivations towards the use of Romanized Arabic when they interact on Facebook. The main findings. So on the basis of the questionnaire analysis, the main results are summarized as follows. So most participants have positive attitudes towards this Romanized Arabic. So among their attitudes, the Romanized Arabic, according to them, is easier to write more quickly and efficiently. It means it saves time and space. It is also easier and more practical to use Latin alphabets instead of Arabic ones. So it is a matter of a habit. And it is also suitable for using shortenings. I mean the use of abbreviations and creating new words, or what we call neologisms. So all these positive attitudes towards this Arabic, Romanized Arabic, let's say, reveal that this online variety is helpful for its users in order to write more or to communicate more effectively and quickly in text-based online interactions on Facebook. So few amount of the participants replied that they don't use Latin scripts in order to write Arabic because it may cause misunderstanding with those who are not familiar with Latin scripts. Of course, some people do not know how to write Arabic using Latin scripts, and this may cause misunderstanding and will lead to communication failure. And also, according to them, the use of Latin alphabets is a threat to their national and Arabo-Islamic identity. It may contribute in losing their national identity and social-cultural identity as Arabo-Islamic speakers. As far as the Algerian context is concerned, the Romanized Arabic is mainly motivated by the following factors. First of all, it represents the creative norms of online text-based interaction. So the use of these Latin scripts, in order to write Arabic is considered as a linguistic innovation of online users in Algeria. So in order to communicate more effectively, the use of Latin scripts became a norm among Algerian Facebook users. So in order to keep up, or to, let's say, to adapt or to accommodate themselves to the online or to the digital environment. Secondly, it is a matter of a habit. We said that at the beginning, Arabic script didn't exist as the keyboard's writing system. So from that time up till now, the use of Latin scripts survived and continued to the recent time. Thirdly, to match the nature of the ADA, as this letter is full of loan words. You know that our dialectal Arabic, Algerian dialectal Arabic, contains loads of foreign words or loan words from French, from French, from English, from Turkish, from Spanish, for instance. So the use of this version, Romanized Arabic, is a must in order to represent those loan words, represent them in a very clear image or clear meaning. As a conclusion, the Romanized Arabic has been developed by Algerian internet users as an innovative linguistic device that facilitates interaction via text-based communication technologies, as in the case of Facebook. Moreover, the ADA has been accommodated to the digital context, and it is gaining wider popularity among Algerian online users in spite of the conflict of ideology that is between between conservatism, those who don't want to change, those who want to keep using Arabic scripts in order to write Arabic, and conservatism, and those who don't want the change, those who want the change, those who want to use the Latin scripts in order to write Arabic. So there is a conflict between ideology, the ideology of conservatism and the ideology of, let's say, modernization. It means to bring something new, especially after the outbreak of communication technologies for human, the outbreak of communication technologies in human communication. So thank you for your attention, and